'Tis the season for giving, and the Inn at 500's holiday gift package is the perfect present. For only $299, you'll give or receive a cozy night in a deluxe king room to enjoy in 2025, valet parking, $100 for on-site dining, and you can make it even merrier and upgrade to a suite for only $100 more. This deal is only available until December 24th, so call 208-227-0500 or visit inat500.com/holiday gift package. Give joy, give luxury, give the Inn at 500. Practice self-care this season with a winter wellness getaway to Salishan Coastal Lodge by SCP Hotels. With a commitment to wellness and sustainable hospitality, Salishan is the perfect place to recharge this holiday season. As a CityCast Boise listener, treat yourself to 20% savings on your stay with code CityCast. Salishan Coastal Lodge offers endless ways to nurture your mind, body, and spirit. Plan your restorative stay at Salishan Coastal Lodge. Book now at salishan.com using code CityCast for 20% savings and start your journey to feeling refreshed and renewed. Today on CityCast Boise. Whether you're chasing powder at Brundage, cozying up at Tamarack, or braving the crowds at Bogus Basin, each ski resort has its fans and flaws. But one thing they have in common, prices that seem to climb faster than the lifts. We're breaking down what sets these spots apart and how skiing's rising costs are leaving some of us out in the cold. It's Tuesday, December 10th. I'm Lindsay Van Allen, and this is what Boise's talking about. Joining me today is contributor Heath Drusen to break down skiing around Boise. Thanks for joining me today, Heath.
Great to be back, and it's one of my favorite subjects to talk about.
I know. I knew we'd have to have you back on for this topic because you really do enjoy it. And one of the things that people love about this area is its access to outdoor recreation. And we've got 3 ski resorts right around or relatively close to Boise. There's Bogus Basin, Brundage, and Tamarack. What do you think makes each of these spots unique?
Yeah, so Idaho's interesting because this part of Idaho, especially because we've got a fair amount of resorts pretty close by. And then a little outside of that bubble is Sun Valley, obviously, which is kind of in a different plane of ski resort. The great thing is you can drive 35 minutes if the road's clear and you're at Bogus Basin and you're skiing. And you're skiing nearly 2,000 vertical feet, which, you know, it's not a place that people are going to travel from the East Coast to go to, but for a local community mountain, even though I know some people in Boise love to grouse about Bogus Basin, it's an awesome local mountain. Like, we're so lucky to have that close by.
It is pretty incredible that they're skiing just, 30 to 40 minutes right outside of the city center. That's pretty unique.
Yeah, I mean, people think of Denver as a ski town, but like, if you're in Denver, you're still driving like an hour and a half minimum, and you've got traffic. You've got millions of people on the roads. Like, it's ugly. I've done it. I'll say for Bogus, the big thing for Bogus is it's close. It's the closest by far. I think the season pass, it's obviously goes up every year, but it's still a deal. Brundage, farther away, obviously, 2.5 hour drive. But what Brundage has is definitely better snow.
Okay. Is that kind of the pull for Brundage?
Yeah, they hang their hat on having like the best snow in Idaho. And I think they do. I mean, that area just gets, often they'll get 1.5 feet when Bogus gets 6 inches. Like they're in an area that catches snow pretty well. And I've ridden Brundage a number of times, and on a powder day, it's awesome. If you're in Boise, I don't know that I travel to Brundage for a groomer day necessarily. I don't think it's that much better.
Okay, I'm so sorry. What's a groomer day?
Oh, yeah, I'm using jargon.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not a skier. I've never been. So I have no idea what that even means.
That's no problem. And that's, I know a lot of people listening probably are new to it. So Brundage is really cool for like deep, soft snow. And it's a very good mountain. But I don't know that I would necessarily drive 2.5 hours versus 40 minutes with Bogus Basin to go there on a day where they didn't get fresh snow. That's just me.
Okay.
But if you want to make a weekend of it on Payette Lake, then it's a great place with great views. And yeah, it's and it's still not crazily expensive. You're talking about, I believe, a $95 lift ticket at Brundage versus an $84 lift ticket at Bogus. You mentioned Tamarack, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So Tamarac's a weird mountain. It's got a weird history. Like they almost went out of business. They've got all these like bankruptcies and a village that sort of like was half built for a long time. So they've had their ups and downs. It's a good mountain with good terrain. They don't get the snow that Brundage gets. And the bottom of the mountain is kind of low. So sometimes they have some issues with snow at the bottom. It's not bad. It's kind of neither here nor there for me. Like I'd rather probably go to Brundage if I was going that far, although Tamarack is a little closer.
Yeah. Brundage is the furthest out of the three.
Right. They do have a pretty good vertical drop. So you can get some bigger runs there than you would at Bogus Basin or Brundage. They want to be a destination resort, like where people fly in from other states. I don't think they're that. But then again, like they probably shouldn't try to be because they're a good local mountain. So I guess those are the big three.
Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, FDA approved for over 20 years. So, talk to your specialist to see if Botox Cosmetic is right for you.
For full prescribing information, including boxed warning, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
Remember to ask for Botox Cosmetic by name. To see for yourself and learn more, visit BotoxCosmetic.com. That's BotoxCosmetic.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See detail.
As someone who doesn't know about skiing, I would love to know about the hidden gems.
So if you're going to Brundage, what you're going to do is you're going to pass by the Little Ski Hill. It's literally called the Little Ski Hill.
Okay. Where is it? Like on the way to Brundage, or where am I at geographically?
Yep. So you're going to drive through the town of McCall. And as you're driving out of McCall, you can't miss it. If you're looking left, you pass this little ski hill with a lift, and it is 405 vertical feet. So it's not very big, right? To put that in context, Bogus Basin has about 1,800 vertical feet. So the little ski hill is tiny, but it's really awesome if you just want to get a few turns in. And if you got kids, it's a perfect place. It's a community-owned place. It's $30 a lift ticket. Like you almost literally can't get cheaper than that. And one thing I tell people with kids too is if you're just going to teach your kids, then it's really not worth it to go to a place with a $100 lift ticket, or some of these destination resorts today are over 200, right?
Wow.
Your kids aren't going to appreciate that. They don't need a big mountain, right? And it's a cool vibe. They got a little cafeteria in there, and there's like a real like core local crowd there, and I love it. And I highly recommend it if you would just want a chill day. You know, it's small, but it's fun.
Okay, so what I'm getting from this is Bogus is close, and Brundage has got the best snow. Tamarack is weird but not bad, and the little mountain, the little hill in McCall, little ski hill in McCall is good for families and chill. So which one is your favorite? If you're looking for, just like for you, a great ski day, where are you going?
I love Bogus. I've ridden Bogus for, oh man, I'm dating myself, but almost 20 years now. And Bogus, you kind of got to get to know the mountain. But if you're a beginner, it's great. If you're an intermediate, like the whole front side is fun and not intimidating. But if you're good, if you're more advanced, and I've been skiing and riding my snowboard my whole life, just about. I think the backside of Bogus is actually a lot of fun. I want Boiseans to appreciate what they have because we're kind of under the radar, like one of the better ski towns given our proximity in the country.
Okay, so Bogus has got the Heath seal of approval as like the gem that maybe we take for granted.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It is a gem. We do take it for granted. We should appreciate what we have. It's not to say that they're above criticism from time to time, but it's great.
Okay, Heath, I have a question, and I might be way off base here. But something I've heard, and I know I'm not an expert, is that an issue with Bogus is that so much of their snow is manufactured. It's man-made. This is not the powder from the sky. This is their man-made powder, and it's not as good. It's, lower quality. Is that accurate?
I would say yes and no. So Bogus Basin made a huge investment in snowmaking equipment a few years ago. And they do make quite a bit of snow now. So that basically allows them to extend their season. Part of the reason for that is Bogus is a relatively low elevation resort. So climate change is not being kind to any ski resorts, but they're especially at risk because we're getting more storms where it might be raining at the base instead of snowing. So, part of it's to prepare for climate change and less snow. Is that snow not as great as natural snow? Yeah, I think that's true. But I think the problem with the criticism there is that you'd be skiing on grass if they didn't have the snowmaking. So it's not like they're not getting natural snow on top of that, but it allows them to open a little bit earlier usually because they can add to the natural snow. And I will say, actually, the last few years, the seasons have been a little bit weird. Like the timing of the snow has been weird, but Bogus Basin has been getting decent snowfall. I mean, it's not Alaska. They're not going to get, 30 feet of snow, but so far it's been okay. And I would say the man-made snow, basically it allows you to have so-so turns earlier instead of no turns earlier. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, so you're getting a ski day as opposed to not a ski day, but is it like, as somebody who hasn't skied, is it noticeable? Like, is it a very different experience?
I think if you're a beginner, you will not notice it because it'll be a run where there's the quote unquote fake snow on there, and then a groomer will go over it, and those are the guys, those big machines that make it look like corduroy. I think you'd be hard pressed. I don't know how you would do a blind test on it, and don't ski with your eyes closed. But I don't know how you would do a test, but I don't know that you would necessarily notice it. And I know, lift prices have gone up. I think Bogus is at 80. I got it right here, 84 now. But again, the season pass is a good deal. And yeah, skiing, that's a problem. Skiing has gotten so unaffordable. A lot of places are over $200 a day, which I just don't understand who can afford that. And these are the big destination resorts like Sun Valley, which is, sort of this weird kind of local but not local mountain that we also have in Idaho.
Yeah, and I want to jump into that because that's maybe been a hang up for me is I've never been, so I don't know if I'm going to even like it. And it costs quite a bit to just try it. It's not something you can just, lightly try. You're out probably a couple $100s just to try it. And so I'm really curious from a beginner standpoint, what would be a good hill to try? And then what are some tips to maybe more affordably get started with this activity?
So if you're a beginner, don't go to a place like Sun Valley, right? Don't spend $250 on a lift ticket if you're a beginner, because you're just not going to enjoy it. You're not going to. What they are charging you money for is not what you're actually going to do as a beginner. Bogus Basin is a good place to learn. It's getting more expensive though. So if you can go to somewhere like the Little Ski Hill, that's great. You can also, here's the thing with Bogus Basin, check on the actual prices. I don't have the exact one in front of me, but they have good deals for beginners. Like you can get beginner lift tickets, you can get like beginner packages where you don't have access to the whole mountain and you pay less. And if you're really a beginner, you don't need access to the whole mountain because you're not going to be going up to the top and coming all the way down until you learn. I would recommend look for those beginner deals and find a lesson because I think a couple good lessons will make your ski experience so much better.
I know that you need equipment, you need gear. Are there places you can rent that? Like, do I need to go to Bogus to rent that? Are there places I could rent stuff here in town? Like, what do you recommend?
Yeah, there's a bunch of places to rent in town. You can rent at Bogus, and that works out too. And they have some deals where you can rent for a season even. But there's lots of places in town. There's a place at the bottom of Bogus Basin Road called the Ski House. They have good rentals, very reasonably priced. But there's also places around town and in Meridian as well, depending on where you are. I always like to have the rental in hand and in the car going up to the mountain, because then you don't have to stand in line at the mountain waiting for your rental when you could be skiing.
Yeah, maybe eat into your skiing and snowboarding time.
Yeah. So I rent before you go, I'd say is usually the way to go. And a lot of times you can rent the night before too, so then you can just go up to the mountain.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that either. Something else I am looking forward to, I don't know what this says about me, but something else I'm looking forward to in my new dive into skiing is the après-ski experience. So who offers a good, we're done, it's the end of the day, we're tired, maybe grabbing some drinks or some food or something to warm up. Who's got a really good experience in the area for that after ski experience?
So our local resorts, are not the destination resorts with the sort of the flashy bars and like dancing, and like some of these places have like full on nightclubs. You're not going to find that. However, I will say, Bogus Basin, pretty decent place to have a beer or drink of your choice on the patio after skiing. They got some fires there to warm up a little outside. Brundage is kind of similar, even a little bit smaller. The one place that has more of a true après-ski scene is Sun Valley. Now, for my money, I don't necessarily want to go to Sun Valley and spend $250 on a lift ticket to have a nice cocktail afterwards. But I will tell your listeners about something that is not exactly a secret, but I don't think it's well known outside of the Wood River Valley. One day a year, Sun Valley has a $60 lift ticket as a fundraiser for the local airport. Now, you have to get it in advance, although it only goes on sale, I think, a couple weeks in advance. You guys will have to do a little sleuthing here. But there's a $60 ticket for Sun Valley once a year. This year, I believe it's January 21st is the actual ski day. It's called Ski for Air Service Day. So look up Ski for Air Service Day. It'll give you the times when you can buy the tickets ahead of time. And then for $60, I definitely would ski Sun Valley and enjoy the après ski. And with the money you save there, you can get a couple nice cocktails on the patio and enjoy the sunset over a 10,000-foot peak there, Bald Mountain. And yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, you just saved a lot of money. You should treat yourself.
Hopefully my friends won't kill me for telling people about this, but it's a good deal. I've done it, and I do recommend that.
We'll keep it a secret from your friends, just you, me, and the listeners. We won't tell them.
Great.
So Heath, are there any other tips or insider information that people who are looking to get into skiing or maybe new to this area or looking to really have a great ski day should know about?
One thing to do is if you can do a little bit of research on the equipment you get, I think that can help. Especially these days, there's really great ski and snowboard technology. So newer stuff will actually make it easier to learn. It's a little beyond my brain science-wise, but the way they cut skis and the way they make the edges now and snowboards, it makes it a little easier to turn and a little easier to learn. So I think, I'm not saying you have to go out and spend a ton of money, but do a little bit of research and see if you can if you're renting, get some of the newer technology, because you might have a better experience as a beginner, and that'll help you get better faster.
Excellent. Well, Heath, thank you so much. I think these were some fantastic tips. I think we got some of the hidden gems, little known information, which I really appreciate. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Absolutely. And do those snow dances, and hopefully we'll get some more soon.
That's all for today here on CityCast Boise. If you enjoyed the show, why not subscribe to our Hey Boise newsletter for other winter activities to try? We'll be back tomorrow morning with another look at the bench's best kept secret foods. You won't want to miss it.